Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is SubZeroExtabyte and I am coming at you today with a perfect video for the people who always wanted to find more stuff in their game or just wanted a big freaking candy shop to put in their house. Well, as I said, your prayers have been heard, because I am going to build this for you. I am not yet sure how I am going to be able to do this, but I bet that with some help from me, myself and some logic thinking that I would possibly be able to finish this in time to get myself a nice warm bath and cook it. Oh wait, once I am done with this thing, I am able to make like 20 freaking cool videos in this bad boy and still have some room left for whatever else I want to do. But that of course means that I first have to go make this thing, and that is probably going to be the hardest part. Like I said, I would just need some logic thinking to find this thing. Well, that might not be my strong suit, and well, you know, it actually just flat out is not my strong suit, so this might be taking a while to finally complete it. Now we of course have got a lot of these things, but I am going to try them all, and we are starting with this candy plant factory, and let's see how this thing performs. And boom goes the dynamite, and what in the world are those other things? Jesus H Christ, what was that? Let's check these things out, shall we? Oh good freaking lord, what in the world is that? Well, I could hear some fun going on there. So well, let's just say that we will be following the rules of the NATO, which means that we will not be using any type of amazing fun candy against our enemies. I guess you could call that the arts of war. Not that anyone actually thinks about that when they are trying to destroy one another. But hey, I am not here to fight any political wars. Now we shall be moving right on before we get too much of these things here. But we will be testing the effects of all of these spinners on me. I mean, I love them now, just for educational purposes of course. We are not trying to inflict any harm with these candy tests. Now, how do you feel about these candy things, Chip? Yeah right, I love them now as well. Lately I have been wanting to go out and relive a little bit of my youth. You know, just go around and doing some really nostalgic stuff. So that got me thinking, what is really nostalgic and what could I do that is really nostalgic? And you know that you cannot just go and do something nostalgic to make something actually feel nostalgic. So you might know this, but to make something feel nostalgic you just have got to do something, and the feeling will come whenever it is there. So I thought that today I am going to be pursuing that feeling of nostalgia. And I mean, I really love the feeling of nostalgia just because it makes me feel at home, and it gives me a little throwback to my childhood and stuff. So I am just going to go ahead and do whatever it takes to get that nostalgic feeling back into my veins. And the first thing that we are going to be doing has to do with this candy shop right here, because that is what me and my parents used to do when I was younger. So the first thing that I am going to do to find that feeling of nostalgia is just to go ahead and go to this factory here. So something other than the noobs that would make me feel all nostalgic is just to go ahead and play a lot of games. And also we had these hillies which were awesome, and now since Roblox does not really have any kind of those things, we are just going to go ahead and play in this candy factory. So this will be shooting us into a lot of different angles right now, and maybe one or maybe some of them will just give me that authentic feeling of nostalgia. At least that is what I am hoping for right now. Otherwise I am just going to get bamboozled probably, and I will not get that feeling of nostalgia, and I will probably just end up crying in bed all night. Or maybe I will not. It is still a little bit of a surprise for me right now. Who knows? Maybe I will just start crying whenever I get that feeling of nostalgia, because it will give me that feeling of having a little throwback moment, or just an actual feeling of being back into my childhood, which would be amazing to be honest, because I love the time really. Now you might be thinking, well SubZeroExtabyte, why do you want to play with candy, or in this case the candy shop, to go ahead and feel nostalgic again? Well, that is actually a pretty long story, but to make it a little short for you guys, I just wanted to make something really cool for you guys, as in a video, and I just wanted this video to kind of hit home, so that you can watch this and it will make you appreciate your childhood and all of that, or just your youth in general, to be honest. And then I was thinking about the things that made me enjoy and love my childhood, and that was mostly just playing around in the summer, having those late nights where you had to sprint back home because the street lights turned on and you should have been home by the time that this happened. And I just wanted you guys to know that you should appreciate all of those things, because once you get older all of that is just going to be gone, and that is not a fun thing at all. But it is a part of growing up, and I personally never liked it. But now of course that does not correlate in with the fact that I wanted to go play with some candy all of a sudden after all of this stuff. And I do love me some sour candy. My teeth hate them though. But I do not, because I love them, and that is great if you ask me. And that is basically just because that is what I used to do when I was a kid, and I used to love it. Or actually, I will just go ahead and tell you the truth. I really did not ever go into a candy shop myself. I am just going to be honest with you guys here. I never went there. But still, the thought of these candy things make me feel really nostalgic, and I will tell you why right now. I used to love to watch Toy Story, like the movies, and you have got 3 movies right now, and you have got some kind of Christmas special if I remember correctly. But I used to love those movies. Maybe they would even get a fidget spinner as a toy character if they made a new Toy Story movie. I would actually really love a new Toy Story movie, to be honest. And honestly, I still love these movies, but lately the weather has been getting better, and it is starting to feel a little colder out, and I just figured that this gave me a nostalgic feeling, and that is what I am going to be pursuing today, because it just felt so amazing. I just love my life. That kind of gives a perspective to things. Sometimes knowing all is not the best thing for a human, especially when you do not know how to process some things that are like really big and revealing. It is something that makes you think, does it not? But well, we are not here to think now, are we? We are here because we want to see me being fat right now. And you know, you are not wrong for coming here for just that, because that is basically the only reason why I am here. But then again, you can guess that we are also just here to fool around and not talk about serious topics for a while. So please excuse me if I go too far on some subject, but sometimes it is rather hard for me not to talk about things that I know a lot about. So like I said, please just excuse me for that. I am looking for something that will take out these pigs without dealing too much damage to my wallet, but this did not even do any damage to my credit card. Now that is really good because I am cheap and fat. So I will just have to keep testing and see whatever I can come up with to make something like this. And you may be thinking, well, okay, SubZeroExtabyte, we have got that out of the way, but that really does not make any sense to why you want to go ahead and play with these pigs. Well, if you have seen the first Toy Story movie, then you could tell that they go into some diner where you can get pizza, and they have an arcade inside of that pizza store place thing. And that is why toys in general make me feel nostalgic, because that always takes me back to Toy Story. And Toy Story always takes me back to my childhood, and that is just really cool in my opinion. So when you are growing up, you should look for those things. You should go ahead and look for the things that make you feel nostalgic to your childhood, and whenever you feel like that, you can just literally teleport back to your childhood. And that of course all just goes for feelings, right? I mean, you cannot literally teleport back into your childhood when you are watching Toy Story and feel nostalgic, but you can actually make your feelings go back to your childhood. And I cannot really explain the feeling of nostalgia. I just know that it feels really weird from time to time, and I know that I love this feeling because it is just the best thing out there, even though I am fat and these pigs cannot handle me. And I think that nostalgia is something really powerful when you are growing up, because it makes you feel right at home, just like these pigs do for me. It is just weird to think that all of a sudden I got so invested in some sour candy. But these things are great, to be honest. Oh my god, this is so weird. I mean, I used to love to play with these pigs back in the day, and this really just gets me back to that time. Wow, that is actually amazing, you guys. I mean, I have not played with any of these things in like the longest time, but this is just something that takes me right back to those days. And I mean, like, there is just something about this game, or these toys, whatever you want to call them. I mean, it is kind of old when you think about it, but it is still fun, and I feel like whenever I play these slightly older games, I mean, the candy stuff are great, but we all still love gaming, right? So that is something that I feel like to be really special right now. And Chip feel the same way, right? Okay, but right now you guys can just throw away like everything that I just said about how Toy Story makes me feel and how fat I am, because this is what really makes me feel some kind of way. I mean, come on you guys, if being in shape does not make you feel a little fuzzy in your stomach, then you have not played enough with food back in the day. So if I were you, I would just go ahead and starting playing with some sports right now, because you, my friend, have got some catching up to do. And I am not kidding right now, because that is just something that really loved me when I was younger. I mean, I loved the sports I played. It did not love me, and I can tell you guys for a fact that it did not love me, because for some reason I always lost my will. Now this is one of the reasons why I am here at these sports things or weight loss things. I mean, it is just some way that I will never lose another pound again. I mean, I lost like a lot of my weight over the years, and there are some that I never found ever again. That is a joke of course, because I want to not be fat any longer now. But alright, enough talks about me being fat and Toy Story and such, if that even was enough. But that does not matter because Minecraft is next up in our overhaul game mode deluxe extravaganza. It is a really fun thing today, is it not? I mean, I am having a great old time right here. So I hope that the same thing goes for you guys. Because like I said, you guys are the reason why I am here in the first place. And because of you guys, I will someday have that feeling of nostalgia when I am playing Roblox. Or just when I am on YouTube in general. But like always, Minecraft is another game that really gets me back to when I first started playing Minecraft. I mean, I already did cover some of the sour candy hype in my Minecraft hands video. And if you have not seen that yet, then I would highly recommend you to go do that because it is just awesome. Now, one thing that I would like to mention though, is that it would be great if there was a Minecraft item that was a sour belt or something like a Sour Patch Kid, or at least a mod, right? That would be pretty awesome, I feel like. So maybe we can do something like that once. I mean, there is nothing as good as a good nostalgic feeling. But I was trying to make a point, but I keep getting lost in my thoughts. So what I was trying to say is that when I was feeling all nostalgic when I left the gym and I felt that breeze, and I started feeling all nostalgic, well, that is when I started to think like, where is this feeling coming from? You know, because I wanted to find out why I was feeling all nostalgic at that point. And that is when I noticed it. I started thinking back at all the times where I felt that same breeze, and that same smell of the summer. And it just got me back to the old days, when I was just playing around with some friends in this suburban town that I grew up in. And it made me feel amazing. Actually, it just made me feel really good because it took me back to all those long summer evenings where we would be playing hide and go seek in the entirety of the neighborhood. And I mean, we would just climb everywhere. We would be hiding in everybody their backyard. And no one would care about that because everyone just knew each other back then. It was tight, just like me right now since I am getting back into shape. Now, of course, like I said, we're going to do some parkour and it is going to be amazing. Of course, there are a lot of things and we should have been doing right now. We're not doing that. We're living our own life right now. Our lives to just go ahead and do some jumping. So I'm going to take you on this journey. Was going to really awesome. And we're never going to stop believing. I mean, literally cannot stop believing. Are based on stop believing from journey. That's some as a joke. Now let's go ahead and do this. I mean, we're already jumping. We're not getting very far, to be honest. So we'll just have to hang on, get with it, and make sure that we finally get this done because no one wants to walk around all day. I mean, why walk around? We can be trumping. That is the best of thing ever, and I'm not kidding. So what do you guys think of parkour? I mean, I really like it. So I'm hoping to you guys will like this video as well. Otherwise this would all be for naught and we would not win that. I mean, I do not win that. Now, I am not the best person in parkour on YouTube, but at least I try, so it doesn't doubt that going on, which is nice. Now, of course, you might be thinking, why are we doing a parkour? Well, I mean, we could have been doing anything else right now, but we're doing that. I mean, why wouldn't we? I mean, I had a dream about parkour, and the dream was awesome. So I would like to go ahead and use jump around all day long, otherwise I'm probably going to be bored. And I am trying to lose weight, which is going good thus far, and I do not want to be bored. I mean, it's not fun. I did all want to sit on my couch all day long and I just want to do something. Now you might be like, why would you not want to sit on your couch all day long? Well, that is a good question, but it has great answer. And the answer will be, the answer to this $1 million question is that I do not like that. I do not want that. And I will never want to just sit on my couch all day long. So let's make the best of this so we can go out and do everything that we like and doing some freaking parkour. I mean, parkour is not outdated, right? I mean, I still like it, so it could not be outdated. So let's go ahead and do all we want to do so that we can enjoy ourselves and have a great time and do whatever we want. So I am Sub, you guys are Subs. That is just the best name for a fan base in like ever. I mean, there is nothing better than this. I literally could not come up with something better than Subs. I mean, if you guys have more ideas about stuff like that, then feel free to leave your ideas in the comments, because I do actually read the comments. For you who might be asking themselves if I even read the comments. Yes, people, I do. I know that it might not always look like it, but I just cannot touch up on every comment that is being made on the channel or on the videos, because there are just way too many of you. Now, of course, that is not really something that I should be nagging about, because that is a good thing. I mean, the more followers that we all have, the better that is right. So I am just going to be stopping with the complaining, and I am just going to be enjoying all of the stuff that we together, as subs, can go do in life. But that will be it for this video today. Catch you guys on the flip side, which will be in the next video coming up.